All right. This one's from a channel called 1 divided by 1024. It's an interesting one. It says, I know this is unpopular, but I think by 2140, Bitcoin wallets untouched for over 100 years will get recycled. The cap will remain at 21 million, but those lost sats get recovered and spat back out. So more of a comment, an opinion. I would say that I disagree with that. First of all, I don't think it's possible to do without really changing the Bitcoin code. Basically what he's saying that in 100 years from now, if your Bitcoin hasn't moved, all of those sats are recycled, reset, put back into circulation because in 2140, that's when the mining ends. The last Satoshi will be mined. So he's saying put all those coins that have been lost back into the circulation and mined from there. I mean, is it possible? I have no idea what's going to happen in 100 years from now. I have no idea what the Bitcoin code is going to look like in 100 years from now, but I don't think it's possible without really messing things up. That's what I'll say. And I don't think it's a good idea, because the whole point of Bitcoin is that it's a scarce asset with a fixed supply, fixed. And what if people have had it for 100 years in their family and they just didn't move it? You're just going to lose those coins? I don't think that makes any sense. I'm sorry to say that, but that doesn't make any sense to me. And there's actually another comment on YouTube that actually tied really well into this from a separate video, but this is from Matt McLaren. So there's probably only 1 million holders of one or more Bitcoin, and that number will only get less as Bitcoin spreads out. Agreed. Keep in mind that if all but some Bitcoin are left not lost, it can still scale by just adding more zeros. So keep that in mind, because basically what the first comment was saying, that Bitcoin's going to be too scarce. We're going to need to recycle those coins, put more in circulation. But if you think about the other side of that, Bitcoin is fixed, scarce. That's the main draw for a lot of people. And so if you change that, you change everything about Bitcoin. But at the same time, you don't really need it to be 21 million is just a number. It's just a number, because Bitcoin is highly, highly divisible. So the only thing that's going to happen there is if there's a whole bunch of Bitcoin that's lost after 100 years, the Bitcoin just becomes more valuable. We don't need to create more of it. We can just add more zeros to it. Whoa, add more decimal points. We go from Bitcoin to sats to microsats to whatever is after that. And that's how you do it. So the Bitcoin that you do have today, if you protect it for that long, think about how much that's going to be worth in 100 years from now. If today, 15 years into this, only 1 million people approximately can get one Bitcoin, I think it's less than that, but think about what your Bitcoin is going to be worth in 100 years. So I do not think that's a good idea. I do not think it's possible. The only thing that we can do there is add more zeros. And when we add more zeros, your purchasing power of the Bitcoin increases significantly.